Basically say bye-bye. Kissy num-nums. Uh-uh.
Oh no!
PUN. It's this conspiracy network.
We came out here to raid Area 51 and found the truth about what they're hiding.
I can totally dive deep on this stuff.
Hello, I'm Sophia Jessica, and welcome to the Fan Carpet.
So it's wonderful to have you both here today. How are you today?
Good.
Good.
You excited for Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, we won't have our normal red mirror, but we have our staircase and our carpet in the TV room down to the TV.
Okay,
Love it.
It's
awesome.
like the stay-at-home premiere, which we get to enjoy with everybody.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Okay, so if we go back to the beginning, was there a defining moment for you both to get into the film industry?
So I started when I was like a kid. I don't know, like maybe 8 in theater, and I did like a children's theater group for a while professionally, where I grew up in Boulder, Colorado. So it's called the Peanut Butter Players. And then I started getting into some film there, which in Colorado, like it's basically industrials and not much that's there. But then like I auditioned for film What Women Want, and I got really close when I was in Colorado. I was like, woo, this is exciting. And I feel like film is very different than theater. It's more like real versus kind of like, I don't know, exaggerated. And I kind of liked that. So then I was like, get me to Hollyweird. Also in my high school was Jessica Biel. We carpooled with her and her family, and her brother was in my class and she was in my sister's class. And she would go to Hollywood all the time for like, certain times of the year. And I was like, I want that. So my senior year of high school, I was like, Mom, I need to go to like Hollyweird and make this happen. And my grandma was in California. And so when we came to visit my grandma, I set up an appointment with an agent, and I got the agent. And then we went back to Colorado. I was like, Mom, I have to move now to like Colorado. The only way you can go to Hollywood is if you convince your principal that you can graduate from this school. To principal, and I did like in my senior year, I did like all my classes and stuff like in like a month, and like I had to run a bunch for PE and then moved here. And so that was kind of like for me the defining moment is when I moved to California in my senior year. I went back home for like prom. So
Great. What about you, Cody?
I feel like my defining moment was when I rented Cats the Musical on VHS in junior high from Blockbuster, and I put it on and I was watching it and I was like, what the crap is going on? Like, I am just so lost in this fantasy world and nothing else mattered. Like everything else melted away. And I was like, I just want to be a part of this. Like, I want to be a part of this world. And so I like begged my mom for like ballet lessons and voice lessons, and we could never really like afford that stuff or anything. But, like junior high and high school, I started like, getting involved in that stuff in theater. And then, when I graduated college, I packed everything into my car and I drove out to LA to live the dream. And so here we are. But yeah, I definitely attribute, oh my gosh, actually I'm wearing my Cats hoodie. I attribute everything to Cats the Musical.
oh, that's great. I love that.
Yeah, that's very cool. So what was it about Barbie and Kendra Storm Area 51 that enticed you to get involved and the series as a whole?
I'm gonna go first.
Well, we definitely didn't know it was going to be a whole thing when we started. Charlie just had this like crazy idea of how to shoot things, under quarantine. And it was even before quarantine kind of happened. But I was actually bartending that night when another person from Full Moon mentioned like, hey, we might need you for the shoot. It's Barbie and you would play Barbie, and it'd be about Corona zombies, and I was like, I don't even need any more information. Sign me up.
That's so cute. Yeah, for me it was like, yeah, it's so amazing that Charlie. I think this is Corona Zombies was the first movie ever about the COVID-19, like about coronavirus, and so that's so revolutionary. And I feel like it's such a impactful thing that all of us relate to and all of us have to deal with. And so just, having the opportunity to be a part of, an experience that everybody's going through, to me was very exciting and such an important opportunity. And I think just through our adventures that we experienced through the different series, I feel like we get a chance to like experience what's happening now in real time, like sitting on the couch, wishing we were somewhere else, trying to find a channel. We're so bored. Like we can't go out because there's corona zombies, like people are gonna eat us, corona zombies. And it's like, I just feel like it's relatable to our time. And, who's gonna be in trouble? What's gonna happen next in the pandemic? So it's really interesting kind of live through the movies while we're experiencing, a similar thing.
So this is a rather unique film, being that it was put together during quarantine. But do you have any memories from filming that will stick with you for the rest of your career?
Well, when we filmed the Tiger King one, Robin and I came up with this rap. And that I will never forget because it was really funny to us, but I don't think it was funny to anybody else. But we started doing this like meow, 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 meow. And that's how we like laid down the beat. And then we would like take turns rapping over it. And like, I think we were just kind of like delirious because we'd gotten up really early and everything's kind of just like thrown at you. It's like, we're really just making things up as we go. Like we had the interview with John Reinke and like, it's just all so candid and stuff. And so I don't know, that was just like a really fun moment that I don't think I'll ever forget.
Yeah, because the whole shoot we wanted to do this rap thing, and then like Charlie kept being like no, and then finally when we were done, we're like, we're done, like before we rap, can we just do it? Like what if it'll be like the behind the scenes? Yeah, it didn't make the behind the scenes.
No.
So we enjoyed our experience. Yeah, for me it was, I definitely feel like, there's so many moments within this movie, but it is really an interesting experience, like filming during a quarantine. The mask, the social distancing measures that, entail, and hand sanitizer, just like all of that, the experience. Everybody was very, very respectful, which I liked. But that was really interesting. But for me, in terms of the movie itself, like I had watched Tiger King, and I obsessed with John Reinke, and just having the opportunity to like interview him and some of the things he revealed was like, what? Yeah, and this one I feel like that's releasing on Friday. We had a lot of green screen moments, and so we had to kind of like imagine we were like at the club or like whatever, and it's like created after the fact, and that was actually really fun. Just it would be like quick, like okay, we're at the beach, okay, next take, we're at the like it was just like really fun. So
Awesome.
just seeing everybody's spirit too, like during the quarantine. Obviously we only filmed for a few hours because safety precautions, but it's just really interesting.
Is it a lot to get your head around, to adapt to when you're filming under those conditions?
Yeah, I think being an actor already is an interesting career choice, and there's a lot of like mental preparation, and you can't control, what's going on in your real life at the time, and now you're coming into like a comedy, and so you need to be funny, and you need to be on point, and you need to hit the beats. And it doesn't matter if like your grandma's in the hospital or, whatever's like going on in your personal life. Or like if you all might die like the next week because somebody has corona and now you're giving it to everybody at the onset or whatever. But yeah, it just kind of adds another like layer of like mental prep that you need to do. Especially like I've worked on a bunch of other sets now where now that like the protocols are even stricter, like for big union sets, you have to wear a mask even during like rehearsal. And so then you're not even getting to take your mask off and interact with the other actor until the actual shot is happening. And so much is communicated through, you know, nonverbal cues and your mouth and stuff. And then it's just, you know, the makeup is having to come and like touch you up more. And it's just like an added stressor, you know, on set. But it's all worth it.
Yeah, it is really weird, like wearing the mask and then like taking it off. Like everybody's got the mask, and then like you're taking it off, and you're just like I'm like, I hope I don't infect people. Like it is a really weird thing, and obviously you have your makeup, and then yeah, it's just like your lipstick's coming off on your mask, and then like you're like, ugh. So it is. There is an added thing, but I think in terms of this movie, because the whole backdrop is COVID-19. And we are social distancing within the movie, and we're having it actually kind of like also plays into it in a weird way, but it almost brings like a community. Like oftentimes, yeah, when you're acting, you don't want to really think about anybody else in the room. It's kind of like your own, like the world that you're playing in. And so everybody being a part of this world is actually really interesting. And it is sometimes harder to kind of like block out the other, you know, other people during those shots.
Yeah. So obviously this is a comedy, but do you have any preferred genres, and do you have any favorite films?
I like all kinds of films. I feel like I like living in the shoes of people, and that's why I like doing acting, is I like to kind of jump in other people's shoes for a moment and try to play within that, understand it. And I feel like there's so many interesting people in this world. And I think just to have the opportunity to kind of jump in, whether it's comedy, drama, whatever, I don't really ever think about the genre that it is. Obviously, you know, when it is comedy, it's like super fun and like super silly. And like, I think this was just such a blast to play, and especially with Cody's you're so talented, Cody. And it's so much fun to play together. Like, I think we had great chemistry, and I feel like chemistry is such a huge part of it. So it's like, even like in this one, we pack to go to the Area 51, and like the script had certain things that like we're bringing to Area 51 that were important to us. But like we had to pack our own suitcases to bring it to set, and like we both brought like stuff, but Cody brought some of the funniest things, and I just couldn't stop laughing, and I still laugh to this day about like some of the things that like she thought of to bring to the Area 51. So it's this world specifically is really fun to play in, like, for sure.
Yes, and you and all of your scrunchies. Oh my gosh, I love that. I don't know if it's the trailer or the videos, that part is like really funny, and we're just like eating the whole time. So funny. Yeah, I definitely, I have a soft spot in my heart for dramedies, because you get to play in both worlds. Like, it gets to be funny and there gets to be a little bit of drama. But definitely comedies, like, it's just so much more lighthearted on set, and you can kind of joke around. Sometimes on dramas, when it's like really serious, you know, it requires the whole crew to be serious. And obviously if you're doing like a rape scene, you know, just like it's very emotional and dark. And as an actor, you have to go into that space, you know? So when the whole set is light and cheery and funny and making fun of what's going on in the world, I mean, that's like the freaking best set to be on. And Charlie's sets are always so fun. Like, everyone just has such a great attitude. And yeah, working with Robin, we're just, you would never know that we didn't even know each other the first time that we like acted together. So
I know, it's so fun, like, playing with you.
Yeah.
Awesome. So are there any genres that you haven't done yet that you'd like to?
What are all the genres? Like, there's drama,
Comedy, horror.
There's
Action.
Well, I don't want to do porno, even though like in some of the movies maybe there's moments. But what is the other one?
Action, I guess.
Action.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've done the genres. Maybe not sci-fi.
It's kind of sci-fi. This is sci-fi.
Is this? Oh, this is sci-fi. Yes, I think I've done all the genres that my brain can think of.
I definitely have dabbled in everything. Although I actually think I've done more horror than anything, just because as a young female actress, it's easier to get cast in those sort of things because you always need the silly blonde topless girl running around through the scene getting murdered first. But I would like to get more involved with actions. Most people know I ride a motorcycle and I do stunts and stuff. So I love shooting guns and doing all the badass stuff, which I keep talking to Billy and mentioning it to Charlie. The next Barbie and Kendra needs to have motorcycles and stuff in it. So like ninjas. Yeah, ninjas and motorcycles.
That'd be awesome. So you obviously enjoy working together, and you work a lot with Charlie Band as well. What's the collaborative process like?
So like this one's very quick because it's like, the shooting schedule is like one day. We typically get the script, like, what do you think, like 2 weeks? 2 weeks, it's like a rough draft. So like, you can even look at it for the words. You just look at it for like the energy or like the vibe. And then, I want to say the week of the shoot, if not days prior, is when the final draft comes in. So it's kind of like, just trying to get the words about them. And then on set, it's just like you get there, it's super chill. Like, it's very, very chill. Everybody's super professional and very prepared, but it's relaxed environment. So for me, that's great because it allows me the opportunity to kind of play where I might feel more restricted. So like, just to play within the situation that we're encountering.
Charlie definitely creates an atmosphere for us to be able to like improv, takes our input and stuff. So when I'm going through the script, I always make notes, especially if it's something that like for me is natural coming from like my interpretation of the character and stuff. I make a note, and then sometimes you get on set and the way the or the producer or director explains it to you, then it like all of a sudden clicks. So it's definitely, this kind of set is a lot more collaborative than other sets can be, where it's like word perfect and you have to hit all the beats according to what somebody else is kind of telling you to do. So yeah, yay for Charlie for creating a super like creative, innovative atmosphere for us to play in.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's funny too, because sometimes like I don't understand, like in my character, I think I understand something, but I don't, because I'm kind of ditzy, like naturally. So there's this one part in the movie where Cody forgets something, or Barbie, she forgets something. And then like, she basically gives me her thoughts. And then like, I catch her thought, but then like, I have to try to get the thought like back to her out of my brain. And we're basically watching this like, network channel of conspiracy theory about like, stuff. So in my mind, I imagine that like the TV was like taking her thought and like shoving it in my brain, and like telepathically I had to kind of get my thought out. This is what I thought. Charlie, he's been laughing about this moment. It's like, thought that she forgot something and I grabbed it, I tried to give it back. Like, he was just like, it's so funny when you're trying to give her a thought back. And I was just like, hey, but isn't it like the TV, the thing? He's like, no. So I feel like there's moments where like it's ditzy where I like legit like don't understand like what other people think that I'm supposed to understand. And it's like my interpretation, and I'm like, well, what?
Fair enough.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Yeah, is that awesome? So, are there any aspects of the film industry that you'd like to pursue?
I've actually been working on production a lot more lately. As soon as COVID hit, and I'm at my brother's place, so it's his dogs. They're awesome. I started working in Texas and anywhere that was kind of more open. and on the production side of things. So like I've been working as an assistant director, and right now I'm producing a documentary called Women Behind Bars, which is about female bartenders. And yeah, I really like being behind the camera as well as in front of the camera. So that's been really fun to explore, especially during COVID when there's just not as many opportunities in, you know, for actors. So then if you can get another position on a movie, hell yeah, I just want to be making movies, you know?
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, I really want to do like a James Bond movie. Maybe Charlie Bond.
I was gonna say Charlie's Angels. Hi.
Yeah, Charlie's Angels. Yeah, I do want to do that kind of like the sexy badass like chick investigator type of.
Well, that'd be cool.
Wait,
Yeah.
Charles Band's Angels. Charlie's Angels.
We have to pitch that to him.
Pitch it, yeah. Make a note.
Yeah.
Awesome. Who inspires you in the industry?
Ooh. There's so many actors for me that are just like I'm obsessed with. Just in terms of like their like authenticity and like I don't know, some actors just like blow my mind, and I'm just like when I get dropped into their world, I want to be like that. And there's certain like directors that are just like movies that I watch that I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is so amazing. I want to be a part of this world. And I would say like recently, like there's so many great TV shows that are just like, I just get wrapped up in the watching of the show where I forget about everything else going on in my life at that particular moment, and my mind erases itself. Like you were talking about Cody with the cats. That to me inspires me. And anytime I experience something like that, or I see something, I'm like, I want to do that. I want to be that I want to get to that place that they allowed me to get to as a viewer.
Cool.
I really love Keanu Reeves. Like I'm obsessed with Keanu Reeves. I fell in love with him when he did The Replacements, the movie about football. People always think it's The Matrix, but for me it was The Replacements, that like underdog, good boy next door. But yeah, like his journey from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which reminds me a lot of what we're doing here, into the more badass roles of like now John Wick, where he's training. And he's just known all around Hollywood as such a nice guy, and he rides motorcycles like me, and he drinks Jack Daniels like me. So I think Keanu Reeves is awesome. Scarlett Johansson too, like her journey from like Lost in Translation, you know, and into this like badass movie star who does action and drama. And I just think that's really cool. Like Jason Bateman, who went from comedy to drama. I mean, that's such a hard thing to get people to take you seriously. Being able to switch genres like that and be so malleable and flexible and just fucking, they're so badass. And then newer on the scene is like Julie Garner from Ozarks, the chick with the really curly hair, you know, and she's in The Americans. And it's been really cool, like, watching her grow up and blossom on screen and really like find herself and stuff. So that's been fun.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, she's making quite a name for herself recently.
Yeah,
with the roles that she's been in. Yeah, it's great. Is there a book that you're a fan of that hasn't been adapted to film or TV or Netflix yet that you'd love to be a part of?
I just read a book pretty recently called The Night Circus, which is super fantasy. It's kind of like it's kind of like the Harry Potter books, I guess, if I had to like akin it to something. It's just super magical, and I love like fantasy and stuff, so that would be cool. And then I love historical fiction, so there's another book called Mrs. Poe, and it's about how Edgar Allan Poe had an affair with this chick, and who was she? yeah, I don't know. It was just like this like juicy historical affair that like never really happened, but you could like see where it could have happened. And I don't know. Those are really cool. And The Alchemist is like one of my favorite books. That would just be cool to see. Yeah.
I feel really embarrassed because I don't read books.
You're like, can we make coloring books? Coloring books are
Like, I feel like the news with all the stuff going on, I do feel like will be a very interesting movie. But I don't read books, and maybe I should, but I don't, so I can't really answer the question. So I feel embarrassed. I apologize.
That's
I'll
all right,
drop
no problem.
house later.
That's all right. So with the popularity of streaming services like Netflix, what do you think the future of cinema is?
I feel like more dimensions. Like right now we have the TV and they're getting sharper and whatever, and the great sound. But I do feel like there's going to be like chairs that have like sensational experiences, like on the chairs, like the sounds, like, and possibly third dimension stuff where like I've seen some pretty interesting like holographs that like, I don't know. It's kind of like augmented reality, you know, like they have the glasses, but let's say you didn't have the glasses and like the TV projected an image onto your floor. So you felt like that person's in your room with you because it's like a holograph popping out. I feel like that would be really interesting. And I feel like we are heading there.
I don't think that movie theaters are going away or anything. It's been really cool to see all the events pop up. That's been cool. I haven't gotten to go to one yet, but it's definitely on my list of things to do. And I have some stock in AMC, so I believe that they're going to make it through this thing. I just think there's a lot of cool stuff going on, but I just don't think that you could ever replace the movie theater experience. Like, there's just something special about date night, spending $60 for a bag of pop soda and 2 tickets to a movie, you know, like with your partner and holding hands in the theater and stuff. So I don't think movie theaters are going anywhere. I think things are just gonna, continue to get cooler, like you said, with the augmented reality. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, I think, for sure, this pandemic has definitely taught me how much I appreciate the movie theater, because I do like going down into my living room and watching TV and, you know, having the access to a lot of channels, but it's not the same as going into like what you were describing, Cody, that movie theater experience, which I really miss. So I can't wait till I get to go back and have my Friday night with my popcorn and the movie.
Yeah.
My loved one.
Awesome. So what are you hoping audience will take away from Barbie and Kendra Storm Area 51 when they get a chance to see it?
I want people to just forget about everything else in their world and just kind of like have fun. And I want them to walk away just like feeling good and feeling happy and just like having giggled so much and laughed and like just kind of like pretending like they're out of space, in their outer space with us. And I just want them to have so much fun that they just, you know, walk away with a really good feeling.
I hope that people learn that they need to wear their tinfoil hats or else their brains are going to get sucked up by the aliens. So make sure to wear them, especially during election night.
Yeah, and I'm forgetting her name, Courtney, who did the wardrobe, she made really cute ones. So like, I think I had a crown and you had was there a baseball hat one? And it
was pointy, yeah.
Yeah, you can get creative with a tinfoil.
Fun activity to do with your family while you're watching this family-friendly movie is make tinfoil hats together before and then wear them during the movie.
Yeah, protects your brain, apparently.
Cool. All right. Well, just before I let you go, it's obviously teased that this isn't the final film in the Barbie and Kendra series. What can fans expect from the future of the series, without giving anything away?
Well, I do imagine that there will be more Barbie and Kendras. Absolutely. I don't know where our adventures will head next. I think it's going to be, if something big happens in our real world during this pandemic, I think that will be where the next place it hits. But I certainly think that, there's a lot of adventures that we're going to keep going on. I mean, we've had, 3 adventures so far. And obviously the first one was mostly Barbie. But I do imagine our worlds will just keep going.
Yeah, whatever big pop culture trendy thing happens next, I think Charles is on it with his tinfoil hat protecting his brain so that he can keep writing, and with Billy and the rest of the team. But I'm just throwing it out there again that something with ninjas and motorcycles would be cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
It's kind of fun to not know where we're going to go next, but be excited that there is opportunities to keep going, to have more adventures.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So obviously the film's out on Friday. Do you have a message for fans to get people to go and see it?
If you want to have a super fun Friday, and you can eat popcorn, but this is just such a fun film. And we had such a great time filming it. We already know there's so many funny aspects to it, and I just think it's going to be a blast. So I think if anybody wants to have a really good time on Friday night, and obviously anytime after Friday, because once it airs you can watch it, then go to it's Full Moon Streaming, and it's also on Amazon to watch it. But I just think that you'll have a blast, and I think at a time like this, I think that you'll enjoy it.
This film definitely answers the question of whether aliens really exist or not. So if you want to know the answer to that question, as I'm sure you do, you should probably watch the film.
Right, cool. Yeah, they do exist. They do exist. So obviously, as well as Barbie and Kendra, is there anything that you're looking forward to getting back to once it's safer to do so?
Watch the movie theaters. Just like normal life, just not having to worry about masks and social distancing and bummers, and just seeing so many people on having very difficult times. Everybody is in this together, and it is very challenging for a lot of people, a lot of sick people, just families. It's not a good time. So I can't wait till we all get back to normal, so we don't have to think about it, and we can put that in our windshield back there, it's and then just move on with our normal lives and get back to things that I never knew I appreciated as much as I do now. And obviously traveling and, just kind of being a normal human again.
I'm excited to just be able to sit at the bar next to somebody and have a drink from a bartender not wearing a mask. I really miss sitting at bars.
And what about projects-wise? Anything that you're looking forward to getting back to?
I mean, I have some projects that they're potential. You never know if they happen or don't happen. But there's one potential project that I might travel overseas to do, so that could be fun. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like in the acting business, it's just you never know what's going to come next. But I certainly believe after the pandemic, there'll be a lot more projects happening and a lot less restrictions.
Yeah, also after the election is over, because election years are always extra hard for commercial acting, because so much of the TV time commercial taken up by those kinds of ads. So I'm actually up for a Botox commercial right now. I could basically be the Botox.
Wow.
Yeah, I find out I would start. I need to know within the next few days, but fingers crossed for that.
Good vibes. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Well, good luck with that and everything else that you guys do. I'm looking forward to seeing the film on Friday, as I'm sure lots of people are.
Thank you so much for.
No worries. It's been a pleasure. I actually wanted to speak to you guys for Tiger King when you did that one, but the schedules didn't work out. So I'm glad that I got a chance to speak to you on this one.
Me too.
Yeah. Oh, and follow all of our social medias. Mine's Hey, it's Cody.
And what's yours, Robin?
Mine's on Facebook because I'm not that great at the social media stuff.
Okay. All right, we'll look out for it, and I'll put links in the video.
Perfect. You did a great job, and thanks so much for having this interview. We appreciate it, and we're excited to see the movie at the same time you guys are all seeing it. So
yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. All right. Well, look after yourselves, and thank you so much for taking time to speak to me this evening. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram for more content next time.
Remind me to annihilate planet Earth.
I'm here on the largest of the Balearic Islands, Mallorca, with the turquoise waters of the Mediterranean Sea, beautiful mountainous landscape, the thriving city of Palma, quaint little market towns, a growing number of luxury hotels. It's no surprise that the likes of Audrey Hepburn and Elizabeth Taylor like to holiday here. So come and join me as I take you round Mallorca.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.